Join me in welcoming your Canada's prolific, provocative, and widely proclaimed author, Margaret Atwood.
But we have wonderful writers here and scholars from all over the world and devotees of the short story, and we right here in Toronto are so pleased that you have come here. You are much more welcome among us than the G8. Unfortunately, we have not spent $1.2 million making a pretend lake for you, but we have a lot of real lakes that you'll be able to visit at some point. One of them is right out in front. It's called Lake Ontario, and it doesn't cost you a thing. So, some of you, if you have read my novel, The Year of the Flood, know that there is a theological group in it. Some call it a cult. A theological group in it called the God's Gardeners, and among their other beliefs, they believe that animals are their kinfolk, and that is in fact a very old theological belief, not a new one, and it is a root belief of the world's major religions. Some of them have forgotten about it, others have not, and some of them are beginning to remember it. And this is an early take on that idea, a somewhat sillier take, and it's from my book called The Tent. The only way I can describe these short pieces of fiction is that they're all short. They are like a box of assorted chocolates. All of the centers are different, but they're all chocolates, and they're all of a certain size. So this one is a straight narrative form, not a monologue or a dialogue. And it is called Our Cat Enters Heaven. Our cat was raptured up to heaven. He'd never liked heights, so he tried to sink his claws into whatever invisible snake, giant hand, or eagle was causing him to rise in this manner, but he had no luck. When he got to heaven, it was a large field. There were a lot of little pink things running around that he thought at first were mice. Then he saw God sitting in a tree. Angels were flying here and there with their fluttering white wings. They were making sounds like doves. Every once in a while, God would reach out with its large, furry paw and snatch one of them out of the air and crunch it up. So it stands to reason, the God of cats is a cat. The ground under the tree was littered with bitten-off angel wings. Our cat went politely over to the tree. Meow, said our cat. Meow, said God. Actually, it was more like a roar. I always thought you were a cat, said our cat, but I wasn't sure. In heaven, all things are revealed, said God. This is the form in which I choose to appear to you. I'm glad you aren't a dog, said our cat. Do you think I can have my testicles back? Of course, said God. They're over behind that bush. Our cat has always known his testicles must be somewhere. One day he woken up from a fairly bad dream and found them gone. He looked everywhere for them, under sofas, under beds, inside closets. And all the time they were here, in heaven. He went over to the bush and sure enough, there they were. They reattached themselves immediately. Our cat was very pleased. Thank you, he said to God. God was washing its elegant, long whiskers. De rien, said God. Would it be be possible for me to help you catch some of those angels?" said our cat. "You never liked heights," said God, stretching itself out along the branch in the sunlight. I forgot to say there was sunlight. "True," said our cat, "I never did." There were a few disconcerting episodes he preferred to forget. "Well, how about some of those mice?" "They aren't mice," said God, "but catch as many as you like. Don't kill them right away. Make them suffer." "You mean play with them?" said our cat. "I used to get in trouble for that." "It's a question of semantics," said God. "You won't get in trouble for that here." Our cat chose to ignore this remark, as he did not know what semantics was. He did not intend to make a fool of himself. "If they aren't mice, what are they?" he said. Already he pounced on one. He held it down under his paw. It was kicking and uttering tiny shrieks. "They're the souls of human beings who have been bad on earth," said God, half closing its yellowy green eyes. "Now, if you don't mind, it's time for my nap." "What are they doing in heaven then?" said our cat. "Our heaven is their hell," said God. I like a balanced universe.